Welcome back, folks, to Law Unpacked, the podcast where we take the legal lingo, shake it out, and explain it in a way that even your pet could understand. That's right, your dog, your cat, your hamster. Today we've got an interesting topic: how to buy a home while you're in the middle of a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Yep, you heard that right. Sounds wild, doesn't it? Like trying to walk a tightrope while juggling flaming swords. But as we'll see, it's actually more doable than you would think.
Most people think that you have to be out of a bankruptcy for 4 years or 2 years with extenuating circumstances to buy a home or refinance. False. You can be in the middle of a Chapter 13 bankruptcy and still get pre-approved to buy a home or refinance and better your situation. All you have to do is make at least 12 consecutive payments on time to the bankruptcy court and get permission from them to take on more debt or take on a new debt. It's a great way to still better your situation or buy a new home, even if you had some hard times in the past and had to do a Chapter 13 bankruptcy.
So you just saw a quick clip where the speaker busts a big myth about bankruptcy and homeownership. Most people think you need to wait years after a bankruptcy discharge to even think about buying a house. Wrong. Turns out you could still be paying off your debts under a Chapter 13 plan and still go house shopping or even refinance your mortgage. Wild, right? Now, let's dig into that a little deeper, especially in the context of Florida law, and figure out how exactly this works. We're going to go through the process step by step and even throw in some legal humor to make sure it sticks. Ready? Let's jump in. So, first things first, what is Chapter 13 bankruptcy? If you're in Florida and considering this option, here's what you need to know. Chapter 13 is often referred to as the wage earners plan. It's like the personal finance equivalent of saying, hey, life threw me a curveball, but I'm still in the game. In a Chapter 13, you get to keep your property while paying off your debts over time, usually over a 3 to 5 year period. You work out a repayment plan with the court and the trustee, and as long as you stick to it, you're good. And as the video mentioned, once you've made 12 consecutive payments on time, like clockwork, you're eligible to start thinking about homeownership again. But let me hit you with a legal twist. There's a catch. You can't just waltz into a lender's office and say, hey, I've been paying my bankruptcy payments on time. Give me a house. No. You need permission from the court to take on the new debt. Think of it like asking your parents for the car keys after being grounded. You've got to prove you're responsible. So how do you get that magical permission slip from the court? Well, in Florida, the process is pretty straightforward, but requires a few key steps. Step 1. You submit a motion to incur new debt. It's like writing a polite letter to the bankruptcy judge that says, Dear Your Honor, I promise not to screw this up. I need a place to live. The court will then look at your repayment history, your current financial situation, and let's be honest, whether you're a good financial citizen now. The better you've been, the more likely they're going to say, sure, go buy that house. But remember, the court's decision is based on whether taking on a mortgage is in your best interest and in the interest of your creditors. So if you're already living paycheck to paycheck, adding a mortgage probably might get that big red stamp of denied. That's why it's important to consult with a legal professional who can guide you through the process. And that's where the DeVries Law Firm can really help. If you're in Florida and navigating a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, we focus on helping you through these kinds of situations. Whether it's getting court approval for a mortgage, refinancing, or simply ensuring your financial decisions align with your repayment plan, we've got the experience to guide you every step of the way. I know this can seem daunting, but having the right legal support can make a world of a difference. It's not just about making sure that you survive, we want you to thrive. Now, I promised some humor, right? So, this wouldn't be Law Unpacked without some fun facts and laughs. Did you know that in Florida, the same state where you can buy a house while in bankruptcy, it's illegal to sell your children? Yep, that's on the books. So, when you're juggling bankruptcy payments and a new mortgage, at least you don't have to worry about selling the kids. Just keep them. Might be easier that way. Although, you gotta pay for them at least for 18 years. Probably more. Now, back to business. With Chapter 13 in Florida, your bankruptcy trustee If you're buying a house, that trustee plays a key role. Think of them as a referee in a football game. They're watching your moves closely, and before you get that final approval to buy a house, the trustee might ensure that your purchase won't derail your payment plan. So it's not just about whether you can afford the new mortgage, but whether it's smart within your repayment framework. All right, now let's talk about refinancing while in bankruptcy. You know, refinancing is like hitting the reset button on your mortgage. You're hoping for better terms, lower rates, maybe even a shorter loan term. And guess what? You can do this during a Chapter 13 too. But here's the kicker. You also need permission from the court for this too. But wait, why would you want to refinance while you're still in bankruptcy? Well, let me throw out a scenario. Let's say you bought your house at a time when the interest rates were high. But now, thanks to market changes, you can snag that at a lower rate. That could save you hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars. That's money that could help you stick to your repayment plan or even get out of debt faster. So long as it benefits your financial health and keeps the court happy, it's a great move. Just make sure your paperwork is in order. And again, get that trustee and court approval. I've seen lots of cases where folks didn't get the proper permission and they ended up in hot water. And trust me, you don't want to be on the wrong side of the bankruptcy court. I've seen those judges in action. They don't play. In some districts, especially here in the Middle District of Florida, they even allow you to go through a bankruptcy mediation modification program where it forces the lender to have to come to the table and try and work out an agreement. It's a great process for everybody, and we wish more districts would encourage lenders and debtors to work that out. Now, before I wrap up, I want to give a big shout out to the man who shared that video. It's the kind of information that can really change someone's life. Bankruptcy is designed as a tool to help people, not something to be ashamed of. And as he mentioned, being able to buy a home or refinance during a Chapter 13 shows that you still have the options. It's not the end of the road. It's a detour, and there's no reason to let financial hardship define who you are or your future. At the DeVries Law Firm, we focus on helping people navigate bankruptcy and making sure they understand their rights and opportunities along the way. We're not here to push you into any decisions. It's got to come from you. Our job is to guide you and provide the knowledge that you need to make the best decision for yourself. If you're facing these challenges, reach out. We've got your back. Thanks for tuning in today. Until next time, keep your head up and remember, every legal problem has a solution. You just need the right map to find it. Until next time, I'm Sean DeVries.